Welcome to datascience.show, the podcast where data science meets executive leadership. We talk with top AI and analytics thought leaders about turning data into real business impact. If you're a C-level leader or data expert shaping the future, you're in the right place.
Last quarter, a global pricing model sat unused for 6 months, not because it was wrong, but because the company never changed how pricing decisions were made. I'm Mirko Peters. We explore how data science and AI drive real business impact, straight from the leaders making it happen. Today, we fix that gap between models and measurable value.
Joining me is a chief data and AI officer who's run pricing, fraud, and supply chain programs at scale. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mirko. Happy to be here. Over the last 8 years, I've led central data teams across multiple industries. Hundreds of models live, dozens of decision workflows. The consistent lesson is blunt. Models alone don't change behavior. The organization around the model does.
Quick question. When you say the organization, what do you mean in plain terms?
I mean, the KPIs people are measured on, their incentives, the approval workflows, and the feedback loops that teach the model and the team. If you don't change those, the model is just noise on top of old habits.
Right. So the first cut is decision boundary. Who acts and where automation runs. How do you map that quickly?
We use 3 buckets: advisory signals, constrained automation, and full automation. Advisory nudges a human. Constrained automation executes with human override. Full automation runs end-to-end for low-risk flows. The bucket dictates metrics, audit needs, and cadence.
Give me a one-line operational rule I can use to decide which bucket a use case falls into.
If a wrong action causes irreversible customer harm or major regulatory exposure, keep it advisory or constrained. If impact is reversible and well instrumented, consider full automation after validation.
Let's make this concrete. Pricing. You mentioned a pilot earlier. What was different there?
We launched in one product category and one channel. The model produced a single operable signal, a recommended price band with expected margin impact and a confidence level. That clarity made it easy for pricing managers to act.
You wrapped each recommendation with margin delta and confidence. What did you measure first to prove it worked? Adoption rate, how often managers accepted the recommendation, and incremental margin per accepted recommendation. Those 2 metrics directly answered the question: did behavior change, and did it improve outcomes?
Now the politically hard part, incentives. You changed pay or evaluation to drive adoption, right?
We shifted from a narrow accuracy target to an outcome metric, realized margin lift per decision. We gave managers a small share of upside when they adopted recommendations, while preserving their accountability for the decision. It reduced defensive rejections.
Hold up. Critics will say that shares of upside can create perverse behavior. How did you prevent gaming?
We layered guardrails, cohort-level checks, anomaly detection on accepted decisions, and periodic audits. If a manager's accepted recommendations diverged from cohort performance, we flagged it for review and froze incentive payouts until investigated. Incentives nudged adoption, not reckless behavior.
Good. Incentives plus audits. Switching to governance. How do you keep governance from becoming a compliance theater?
We run 2 loops: design time, risk assessment, data lineage, and test plans before production. Run time, monitoring, drift detection, rollback procedures. Most important, clearly assigned ownership. The executive sponsor sets risk appetite, and the CDO enforces operational guardrails.
You mentioned ownership twice. Who signs off on expansion to more categories or full automation?
The executive sponsor approves the decision boundary and business risk. The CDO and product lead must demonstrate outcome stability, uptake, and observability first. If those converge, the sponsor signs off to expand. Let's talk signals and observability. What's the minimum measurement stack you'd require before any expansion?
Start with adoption rate and signal accuracy against a labeled baseline. Add decision latency, error rate versus baseline, and the incremental business metric, revenue lift, cost avoided, fraud reduction. Tie these into daily ops dashboards, weekly business reviews, and quarterly executive audits. That cadence prevents surprises.
Operational integration is where projects die. What are the two most common execution mistakes?
Number 1. Shipping a model endpoint without changing the UI or workflow. Users ignore it. Number 2. Not instrumenting downstream outcomes. No audit trail, no feedback to improve the model. The fix is cross-functional sprints that deliver the model plus the UX and telemetry in one go.
You said cross-functional sprints. How short? 6 weeks? 3?
6-week integrated pilots are our sweet spot. Model, UI, incentive tweak, and measurement. That period is long enough to collect signal, short enough to keep focus. Looking ahead, what should executives prioritize over the next 12 to 24 months?
3 priorities. Build repeatable playbooks for decision integration. Invest in observability and audit trails, and formalize incentive changes now. Regulators and customers will demand traceability. Competitors will push speed. Prepare for both.
Before we close, 2 tactical moves a C-level can sponsor this quarter. Quick and verifiable. First, run a 6-week integrated pilot in one high-impact area that includes the model, UI change, and a clear incentive tweak. Report adoption and outcome delta at week 6. Second, institute a lightweight runtime governance checklist. Monitoring, rollback, owner, and an audit trail. No model influences decisions without it. If you take nothing else, 2 simple lines to repeat at the next executive meeting. 1. Align incentives and KPIs to the business outcome. 2. Require operational guardrails before expanding automation. Period. That's the difference between models and value. If this episode helped, subscribe and share it with a colleague who owns an important decision. And let's connect on LinkedIn. I'm Mirko Peters. We'll be back with more conversations on how data science and AI create real business impact. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to datascience.show. If you found value in this episode, subscribe, share it with your network, and join us next time as we explore how data science drives smarter decisions and better business outcomes.